It's Week 7 of the National Football League.
And coming up, we'll see this team's leader at quarterback.
He's going to have to air it out plenty this week.
Buckle up. There's football coming your way, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Powering his way forward. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The LA offense going to go to work for the first time, and it is the veteran Matthew Stafford at the... in his 16th NFL season and 4th with the Rams.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It's too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Stafford now to throw. Short throw, it's Higbee. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
Yeah, Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. After last week's loss, you bet this offense probably wanted to come out with a little more fire than a 3-and-out.
And I'm sure that people are saying, hey, come on, Coach, where was the pregame talk? Have these guys ready to go? But you and I both know it goes into preparation and practice and being ready to go. That gives you the confidence to come out and play. They've got to find that and fast.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He'll lose lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They'll look to throw here on first down. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So this drive spans 7 plays. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Rams offense and Cooper Kupp making their way back out. And he's been the go-to guy in this offense throughout the first half of the season. As you can see, he's the NFL's leader in touchdown catches. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Now Stafford. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now Stafford. That's to the second-year man, Puka Nacua. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Throwing again is Stafford. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat. Brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The offense already on the field here to begin quarter number 2. As they go to work on a 1st and goal. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him.
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, they're staring up at a 3rd and long. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. The visitors' offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And he's been as productive as anyone in the NFL in the middle part of the season. The NFL's leader in receiving yards to this point, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. The tight end in motion right. They go play action here on 1st down. And that went to the right side and incomplete. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Into space at the 45 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's got some space here. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, he does have one touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a second time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
This is caught. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his...
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. L.A. readies for its next possession. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he's going to have a Rams first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
Well, that'll be caught by Cup. Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Again, it's Stafford. That's caught. It's Demarcus Robinson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. To throw is Stafford. Open man right side is Cup, complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it second down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
Here's Stafford. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
To the air again, Stafford. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing is Stafford. And it's caught. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Back to throw, Stafford. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
In motion goes the tight end. Here's Stafford.
That one thrown away from the pocket. And the officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And his kick is indeed good. So a conservative decision there, but it does put him on the board.
And I know the players hate it, the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We begin week 7 with a doozy, the Super Bowl rematch. Kansas City headed out to the Bay to take on San Francisco. And it's the Chiefs who have the lead in the second quarter. Rashee Rice, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. From there, we take the long trip back across the country, then across the pond. Check out the action in London. And things didn't work out so well as they fall to the visiting New England Patriots. Drake May, strong in the victory, as his guys looked better than a team that had won just 1 game coming in. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Derek Carr, terrific in the win, and a much-needed win at that, as it is indeed their first on the year. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the halftime break behind us, and we are back underway with the third quarter of action. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Third down and 1.
They'll look to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown! A big play there. 60 yards as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Well, partner, he has carried them in this ball game throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they open the lead up now to 25. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive.
Motion left, Cup.
Now a play fake and it's Stafford. Throw left side, complete to Cup. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee.
And Higbee going to have a Rams first down as the tackle made up near the 35.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35.
Now Stafford.
To the right side and complete to Atwell.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
That's another Rams first down. 1st and 10 at the 37.
Now a first down carry, it's Williams.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game, and really they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Stafford.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Stafford now to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
2nd and 10.
Now it's Stafford. Short throw, it's Higbee. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
27-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throw right side, going to be caught by Higbee. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. 2nd and a couple.
At the 20-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Williams. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
Brings up 3rd down.
Looking to throw. Stafford. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They run. It's Williams. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
That's another Rams first down. 1st and 10 at the
Back to throw. Stafford. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Another try after the first down sack. Stafford. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Puka Nacua, his first touchdown on the year. And the Rams are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. So a very important first drive of the 3rd quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
So both teams trade touchdowns, and the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And the defense closes quickly there, and he'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
And this offense on 3rd down today, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7. Gets past one man, and he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, Cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Now a handoff running through the middle. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously he is well short of the first. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
And on now is the punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
The Rams ready to go on offense. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter.
He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He gets this into the hands of Kupp once again. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
That is caught.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Stafford. In trouble, and he's taken down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Looking to throw. Stafford. And he's going to drop this off to Williams. Complete. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The offense back out on the field here following the 2-minute warning. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 54 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
first down. They'll go to the ground attack.
Brought down at the 20.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So it's our visitors that come away with a victory here, and it was thanks in part to the play of their third-year quarterback.
Yeah, sometimes you just have those games where everything's clicking, and this was one of those days. He wound up with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. He was large and in charge all day long.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.